Chairman, honorable guests, dear principal, fellow competitor, welcome. I'm honored to be here to talk about the theme of ills of drug abuse and alcohol addiction in the society. Defined as a substance capable to affect the health of human, drug and alcohol addiction are an issue in the society. So in the fellow, I will give their causes, their consequences, and I will give prevention or solution to avoid this ill. So, drug abuse and alcohol addiction is caused by the problem in the family. It can also cause by the competition at work and caused by problem in work. So, drug abuse have a consequences in the society and on the human health. On the person, drug and alcohol addiction cause mentally ills, make him become unproductive, make the person have mentally ills and changed his personality, coped with indiscipline. On the society, drug abuse and alcohol make a person break the law of the land, and the drug abusers are in fact in the people or in the public peace. So therefore, custom and other security should be motivated to arrest or seize various substances of drug abuse, and the state should be motivated also to organize a sensibilization to people to avoid to take drug abuse. Mr. Chairman, dear juries, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching me. NGO, IOIF, organization or leaders, dear honorable person, fellow students, welcome and good afternoon. I'm before you this afternoon to present you the two team which is based on are you for or against war? Justify your statement by giving your reasons. Now, what is a war? War is a struggle between two or more groups or countries. Then, as we can notice, actually there is war between Russia and Ukraine. So I'm against war. In the follow, I will give you the reason what I'm against war. Okay, war is as I tell it, is a struggle between two countries. And nowadays, war is a phenomenon which is caused by quarrels, imperialism, slavery, and so. Then, afterward, we can see the war result, which is loss of woman's life, loss of some material, and there's material. In the material loss, we can state the destroy of infrastructures like schools, hospitals, and so. Then, for as a good a citizen, we can We must avoid word and the search piece. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Agbedini Joseph.
Social media in our society nowadays. Many youths are use social media but don't know how are social media. Dear public, members of the juries, dear fellows, my friends, good afternoon. My name is Agbedini Marina Joseph in Premier Day and come from lycéens de Chikope 1. I am in front of you this afternoon to present you my work, a speech on the theme social media do more harm than good for youth. What are social media? Social media are internet websites which allow you to interact with your friends, your knowledges, and also. As examples of social media, we can note TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, and so on. Social media allow you to be distracted, to communicate with your friends or your parents at distance. For example, when you live at the Chikope and your parents at Dabao, you can communicate with them just by writing messages. You can also use social media to practice freely your marketing business. You can use social media to increase the number of your partners in order to develop or to support your business. Social media utilities are many, but not sufficient to confirm that social media are good. They are public. Social media participate to the death of many youths in our society. We can see it in our society. Some youths who use their phones everywhere, every time, and they are victims of road accidents. And all of you know that accidents, death is not a joy situation, but sad situation. Many families are victims of this situation. The problem of social media in our society is urgent. Social media destroy the life of many youths in our society. We found many bad videos on social media like pornographic films and some sad videos. For example, someone have accident and they share it for all of the people. Or in class your teacher fell down and you students, you take picture and you share it for all of the people. Social media destroy also the life of our students. Our students give their life up for social media. They forget that they have exam to pass. They are so addicted to social media, and this causes their failure. But the education of the world must begin by students. Social media cause also the problem of individualism. Many persons change their friends or brothers by social media, but they forget that it's only with their friends or brothers that they can pass many situations of their lives. Is that Karl Marx refuses when he said, we burn human in community with another human. It means that when you want to be a real human, you must collaborate with your friends in your society. So social media cause also the eye disease of many youth in our society. When you want to use social media, it means that you must have your phones, and the light comes from phones is not good for the eyes of youth. In order not to waste much more time, I want to say first to parents to advise your child and for students to learn your lesson. We want for educate the society or generation in the future. So thank you to listen.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Now let's welcome Mr. or Miss Visa.
chairman, member of jury, fellow competitor, fellow students, welcome. I am Miss Visa Gloria Shalom. I come from Senior Secondary School of Atletico 2. It is a great pleasure for me to be here this afternoon to say some words about the harmful and the importances of social media like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and so forth. What is the social media? Social media are some platforms on the internet that allow youngsters to create content, organize this content, and modify it. They offer many benefits and can improve youngsters in many ways. However, it can impact negatively or positively in the young. Ladies and gentlemen, social media has a huge negative impact on the young's life. First of all, social media can lead addiction and loss of productivity. Sorry. Youngsters spend hours scrolling new videos and watching video. They also promote the spread of wrong information and conspiracy theories, which can cause tension and conflict in the society. Ladies and gentlemen, youngsters can be harassed or tempted to copy some bad behavior shared on social media. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, social media offer also many advantages. They provide instant access to a large amount of information. In addition, social media allow youngsters to tell of business and to touch with their friends which we haven't seen for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, social media offers many advantages, but it is also has disadvantages that need to be considered. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, by taking steps to mitigate this risk, we can enjoy the benefits of social media. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you so much. Now let's welcome Afuji Victoire.
Honorable member of juries, ladies and gentlemen, a good afternoon. My name is Afuji Victoire. I am a student of CS Mopaku. I am honored to participate in the public speaking competition and to share with you my they are done by social media on the youth. However, there are also to consider younger people can become addicted. to this platform which can affect their mental health and well-being. They may also be exposed to inappropriate and offensive as well as online security.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Afuji. Now let's welcome Awi Laba.
Mr. Chairman, dear members of jury, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. I am Lydie Arilaba in Premier Day at Lycée Adetikope. It is a great pleasure for me to be in front of you today to talk to you about impact of social media on youth. What are social media? Social media are virtual networks in which people create, share, and exchange ideas and information. There are many social media to choose from. Some of the popular ones include Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, WhatsApp, Instagram, and YouTube. Nowadays, youth use social media for many activities. We must not forget that there are impacts of these media on young people. So, how social media do? So how do social media affect the youth? Ladies and gentlemen, social media help long-distance relationship. They lead many youth take an active role on politics. Social media enable students to make some researches concerning some subject to broaden their knowledge. Mr. Chairman, members of jury, ladies and gentlemen, there are however negative impact of the use of social media on young people. Youth, who are the future leaders of our nation, spend most of their time on social media, playing games, watching and downloading movies. This time waste on this media could be used for something more profitable. In this respect, Joe Goldberg said, social media make you vulnerable and offer nothing in return. There are also many websites that are not good for young people. One of such sites is for pornography. Social media is a source of fake news and cyber criminality. Youth used to share and to post shamelessly videos and pictures on social media that affront to public decency. The platforms are associated with anxiety, depression, and even physical ailments since youth have not time to sleep and rest. To close, social media are benefit to youth. Now, it is imperative for youth to use them carefully. I therefore invite all youth, especially youth students, to a good use of social media for a good development of our nation. Mr. Chairman, honorable members of jury, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
So it was Ms. Awilaba. Now let's welcome Pegba. Pegba on the stage.
Mr. Chairman, members of jury, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This afternoon, I went to talk about the theme of are you for or against war? Justify your statement by concrete fact. It is a great pleasure for me to talk about what I think of war. War is one of some dangerous phenomena between two countries. Yeah. Means I am against war. In the following lines, I will talk why the reason why I think about war. Yes, we can continue. Generally, war is caused by exploration of place. We are saying it's the exploration of place. Yes, we can continue. The pillage of resources. We can find economic crisis. We can find another, the rapid augmentative of population. In the fact, war has many consequences in the society. We can have like consequences, women losses, material damage. We can avoid you can avoid disposing of finance. Yes. Finally, I think to avoid war, negotiation, mediation, and dialogue should be the motto of the peace. Yes. Now, I thank you everybody to accompany me in your attention.
So it was Mr. Peba, right? Peba. So now let's welcome Joteng.
Okay. So dear organizators, dear panel members, distinguished teachers, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good afternoon. So my name is William Joteng, and I'm in front of you this afternoon to share with you my knowledge on ills of drugs and alcohol addiction in our society. So to begin, let me give you the definition of drugs. Drugs are diverse substances that are capable to altering pupils' state of consciousness and exposing them to physical dependence, and this is also the case of alcohol. And we have to know that drugs and alcohol are two systems which destroy our society nowadays. So let me give you why people consume drugs and alcohol. Relationships, stress, and past trauma are often at the origin of the consumption of these two substances. Some people who consume these two substances can remain in the consumption of these two substances, but others manage to escape them. let me give you the pleasure of drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol provide intense satisfaction. They provide also affection moods, and they can kill someone if you consume drugs and alcohol. Excessive. If you make excessive consumption, you can die. And why people become drugs and alcohol addicted? People become addicted to both substances because they don't want to feel the pain comes from not using those substances, and they still want to feel the pleasure of drugs and alcohol consumption. And it is the continuous search for this pleasure which destroys them little by little and ends up leading some to death. Let me give you the solution to leave consumption of drugs and alcohol. To stop using drugs and alcohol, you need to see a specialist doctor who can prescribe you medication to addicted people, and they must also talk about their desire to stop using drugs to their loved one, who can help them by giving them advice. So to protect many people for death by drugs and alcohol, we must recommend to drug and alcohol addicted to stop taking these substances, and authorities lay awareness for the people to know the consequences of drugs addiction and take care to those who already drugs addict. So, panel members, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Ok, thank you, Mr. Joteng. À votre attention, s'il vous plaît. Nous sommes actuellement nous voulons appeler la 6e personne. Donc, à partir de la 15e personne, il y aura une pause. Une pause de quelques minutes où vous allez écouter la belle mélodie de piano. D'accord? Et juste après ça, nous allons continuer. Ok, let's welcome Jato.
Today, we are bombarded by social media like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We cannot deny the pervasiveness, but if pervasiveness is good for us is another question. In my opinion, social media is doing more harm than good to use. The chief judge, panel of judges, a great timekeeper, my esteemed openness, ladies and gentlemen, my pleasant greeting to you. I am Faizet Jato, student in Première Day at Liade 1. Today is both an honor and privilege to propose the motion social media is doing more harm than good to use. Firstly, what is social media? Social media can be defined as all about connecting with other people. In fact, it's become an integral part of our lives, offering an easy way to communicate with others, share information, express our opinions, and adjust freely. However, despite its many benefits, it has negative impact on our lives. Nowadays, most people, especially youth, spend their most time at home addiction on social media. That causes them to neglect other important of their life, including school, work, and relationship. Secondly, social media has given to you free access to materials that are immoral. Some immoral materials, such as pornographic movies, nude pictures, sex videos, can be found on social media and download free of charge. Some teenagers who who have become prone to this usually ends up impregnating young girls as a result to put into practice what they have watched. With social media, students do not study their books because they are always with their phones. If we take example of olden days, people study very hard to achieve academic excellence. But in today's modern society, students when asked to study hard often say, "Do you want me get made? Too much of everything is bad."
Social media can also be a source of misinformation and fake news which can harm youth mental health. For example, during COVID-19 pandemic, social media was flooded of misinformation about the virus and its spread. This can lead to confusion. Likewise, some of our youth watch on social media parents literacy which they adopt thinking they are
Imaging celebrity characters. Yet, all these contribute to destruction of our great African cultures. In summary, social media positively and negatively impacts youth. By social media, they communicate with others and share knowledge. In contrast, social media spreads fake news and accusations. Today, many countries need you to develop the next generation. Just how can youth do this when they waste precious time on social media? No. That social media platform may put on place some laws and regulation, even guidelines which can protect youth. Sufficient use about social media consequences. And as users, we must be mindful of its impact in our lives and take steps to avoid negative consequences. The chief judge, panel of judges, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for listening to my presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Now let's welcome Beula Abla Marguerite. Beula Abla Marguerite of the statement.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, dear jury members, distinguished guests, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am Miss Beula Marguerite, student at lycée Adéticopé 2 in Terminal Acad. I am delighted to be here to talk to you about diplomas. My object today is to inform the public about inadequacies of educational degrees. What is diploma today? Does it guarantee a better life? These are questions that will be answered my development. Diploma is a certificate awarded by someone who has completed or successful a course of study. Now, in the past of our grandparents, diploma is not a path to succeed. The experience and skill hold more weight than a piece of paper. Nowadays, what matters more is having the keys today to do the job, not a certificate that shows you have spent here studying a topic. For example, in the English, some countries put this question: what can I do? If you want to when can I say? If you want to you say that What can I do? Here are some people Here are some people who doesn't have a better degree, but he succeed. We can say, for example, if you saw Bill Gates and Dangote and Napoleon Hill, he succeed, but it's not to have a diploma, a better degree. But nowadays, we have it again in the society. We have it again. No. Why? It is impossible to succeed in life without a certificate. Also, on the other hand, theory comes before practice. We can also notice that in many French countries, they delight in paper knowledge than skills. We can see some with many educational degrees thinking he is successful. To summarize this, diploma isn't only to succeed. If you want to succeed, you have to complete it with some skills and the relationship. Mr. Chairman, all protectors, thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Idamba is invited on the stage.
Dear RYF leaders, honorable jury members, distinguished teachers, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and afternoon. My name is Idamba Raina. I am a student in Form 3 in Senior High School, Form 3 at CS Mopaku. I am in front of you this afternoon to talk you about the Team 3. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, and TikTok is doing more harm than good to the youth. Do you agree? Social media is a platform that helps us to communicate and create opportunities. With social media, we can communicate with everybody, everywhere. Students can discover new culture and perspectives. According to me, the social media has advantages as well as disadvantages. Some advantages are the social media brings them all so close together today by conducting research, doing business transactions, and communicating with people. It shares quickly information. It develops social relationship and interaction between peoples. We could create your own private network. Unfortunately, the social media has some disadvantages. It's misused by some groups of individuals. Some individuals tend to get upset that they are constantly and permanently in front of screen and they cannot help it. It permits that the youth don't learn their lesson, but they watch pornography videos, which are not advised for their school. To conclude, I can say that social media has advantages and disadvantages. It is important for youth to understand how to use social media platform responsibly and safely. We must use social media better with our knowledge. Thanks for your attention.
Okay, thank you. Kavika.Sylvain.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, dear organizer, dear timekeeper, panel of jury, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. My name is Gavi Kojo Sylvain from the first lycée at the Bay in the class of grade 3 science department. And my talk is based on the role of the patriotic spirit in the development of a country. My dear, the question we must first ask ourselves is, what is the patriotism? The patriotism, from the dictionary Petit Larousse, is the love of a country to extend the sacrificing for the betterment of it. Secondly, who can we call patriots? To answer to this question, I will say the patriot is a person who is able to give his life for the betterment of his country. Then we can notify all over the world there are some persons who let their life for the welfare of his country. And to not forget them, the nation sometimes does some activities to show that they don't love their life for nothing. And to keep their name from generation to generation, they called them the hero of the nation, or they can also call them patriots. In this way, we have some famous personality as Nelson Mandela in the South Africa, who fought against the apartheid system and bring the independence to his country and free his country from this slavery. Another wise man, Mahatma Gandhi in India, who fought against the British crown to keep the freedom to his country. Ladies and gentlemen, didn't this both personality deserve the name of patriots? For me, they deserve it. They deserve this name. In the way that they improve their love for the country by sacrificing their life. And to not forget the action of Nelson Mandela. He became president of the South Africa in 1940. To not go far, we can notify with Dose Agnon in the national anthem of Togo, who wrote, "Victory or death, but dignity." There are some citizens who answer to this calls by sacrifice their life. The case of our soldiers, our freedom fighters, who bring us the independence and continue until today. In the case of the north of Togo, there are some terrorists who killed our brothers every day, 1,000 by 1,000, 100 by 100. These citizens asked, why? Why did those persons do this for my country? And so they answered to this question by sacrificing their life for the well-being of our nation. Didn't they deserve against the name of patriots? Our brothers deserve it with applause and congratulations, in my opinion. To conclude, Mr. Chairman, dear organizer, whenever the president of our country, to everybody all over the world, I have a message for you. The patriotism is a spirit. But we must cultivate this spirit to grow our country. And to do this, we must work together. Because as it said, united we stand. Thank you. May the Almighty give you the comprehension to understand what I have said. Thank you once again. I'm done.
So now is the time to invite Mr. Bojona.
It's okay. Mr. Chairman, dear members of jury, distinguished guests, fellow competitors, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome and good afternoon. I'm Mr. Bojona Arik. I'm from lycée P2, and I'm there to talk about the theme for are you for or against the war? Justify your arguments by real facts or arguments. What is the war? The war is the result of hatred between society or people. I'm not for this demeanor. I'm against this demeanor because the war has many bad consequences on the society and the people. And in my production, I will give you this justification. The UN definition of the war is that the war is a collective organized violence which that affects on the people relation of the power in a society. This causes war is caused by what? The desire of power, the hate between people, the misunderstanding between people or the inhuman treatments. We can take the example of the war between Adolf Hitler and the Jufa. Adolf Hitler sacrificed the Jufa skin to make shoes. Their consequences is not good because the war are a very bad thing. The consequences. We can cite the destruction of infrastructure, habitation, like the destruction of Gaza in the Israel and Ukraine war. We can cite also the loss of human life. We can take the example of the war between Russian and Ukrainian. The hate and the traumatized of our minds because the Ukrainian says this war between them and the Russian make traumatize their children's minds. And it's not good. It's not good. But if the war not good, how can we do to stop it? We should sensitize about the effects, the consequences of the war. And like the UN funders can be take it, preserve the next generation from the fate of the war. It's one objective of the founders of UN organization at the end of the Second World War. We should also control the use of weapons because we cannot let youth or students walk in the street with a gun. And I'm very, very honored because you, dear member of jury, and you, dear guest, you let me explain my opinion. So, thank you.
Issa Touré Farad. Issa Touré.
Thanks. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, IYF leaders, and jury members. I'm here to speak about the topic one, the topic of ills of drugs and alcohol addiction in the society. Before starting my work, my name is Hayat Farhat Issa Touré, and I am a student of a senior secondary school from 2 Department of Science, and I'm a student of High School Montparcours, located on Côte-Ave. Ills of alcohol and drug addiction are bad because drugs are stimulants which are bad for the health. We have 2 types of drugs, legal drugs and illicit drugs. In my side, I want to speak about bad drugs and alcohol, who is bad when you addict or abuse of bad alcohol. The alcohol which kills our society focus on the youth, the consumption caused by families' problem and health. The consumption of illicit drugs as cocaine, the cannabis, the marijuana, and health. The alcohol is legal drugs, but become illicit when you abuse. And the consequences act on the health of customers and leading to consequences as hair cancer, nervousness, and aggression, fragile health, damage of organs such as the liver, increasing hair rates, and health. In the family and society, we have bad driving on the roads, leading to accidents, violences, delinquency, social insecurity, and students at school. At school, we have 2 violences with their friends, students and teachers, disrespect, disobedience, and discipline, banditry, academic and professional failures. Ladies and gentlemen, consumption of alcohol and drugs are bad for the health, and we should avoid it. In conclusion, illicit drug and alcohol is bad for the customers, their families, their society, and for school. Thus, all you should avoid illicit drug and alcohol, sensitize the society and should to avoid the drugs is leading to death. Thank you for your watching. I'm in the end of my work. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's welcome BDP. BDP. Thank you so much. Merci.
As citizens, we are in the obligation to love our country. The love we express towards our country acts in its development. Dear members of the jury, fellow students, dear organizer, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. First of all, we must know the meaning of what we are calling patriotic spirit or patriotism before talking about it. So, what is patriotism? Patriotism is the deep and profound love for one's country. It is also, ladies and gentlemen, the spirit of trying to do all one can for the betterment and the progress of one's country. being in fact patriotic motivates us toward a mission to make our nation better. Secondly, it helps to imbibe a sense of unity and togetherness in us. It also helps build a stronger nation. When we practice patriotism values, it motivates each individual to work together towards the betterment of the nation. So this helps the entire nation to work together and help us to remain the values of our country. Thirdly, it is basically putting national feelings above personal feelings. It is also putting national concern above personal gain. It is living and dying for one's motherland. We can give an example from Nelson Mandela, who had fought against apartheid. He had sacrificed his liberty for the freedom of South Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, patriotism is a deep fervor coupled with the spirit of working for the progress of his country. So, patriotism is more than just a noble attitude held in heart, so a variety of circumstances can encourage it. To sum up my speech, ladies and gentlemen, respected teachers, I think those who are patriotic will do what is right for the betterment of their nation. They will come together as a combined group with a common goal. That goal will be to do what they can to keep our nation together. So, fellow students, we are considered as the nation's future. So, we must be hard worker and patriotic to bring something efficient in the building of the nation we love so much. Members of the jury, fellow students, distinguished girls, I'm done.
Okay, thank you so much. Dimila. Let's welcome Dimila.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Miss Jimila Prudence. I'm come from lycée Adéchiko.
A minute, please. On disait qu'après 15 personnes, on va se reposer 1-2 minutes, d'accord? Donc, c'est la dernière personne qui va clôturer. Merci beaucoup. Pardon, chrono, pour reprendre. Ok, start.
I'm privileged to be given the opportunity to talk about a social media. Social media is a computer platform based on the web, bringing together individuals who share their daily lives with news, opinions, and work. However, the social media being a platform bringing all kinds of information into contact can create harm to young people. How social media is impacting negatively the young. In the following, we are going to show the wrong use of social media by young birds through the disclosure of false information, the cyber harassment, and the loss of private lives due to a loss of control over personal information. Young people subject themselves to stress and anxiety, experience mood swings and reduce concentration, during classes and as well as difficulty memorizing. Finally, networks can generate fear in adolescents. In addition, networks allow young people to do in a virtual space life, make contact, find friends, and share their interests with other people. With network, we can open up to other cultures in the world and quickly disseminate information. In short, social media contain both good and bad. The problem is not to use it. Thank you.
Dear NGO RIF leaders, honorable chairpersons, juries members, distinguished teachers, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good afternoon. My name is Maurice William Esonyim Kahua, student in senior secondary school at CS Montparcours. I'm before you this afternoon to present you the studies I did on the theme 2, which says, are you against or for war? Justify yourself by concrete facts. So let us go into the essential. In the world, the First and the Second World War were engaged because of a variety of ideology between state government. War is defined like an intense army confrontation between two or many countries. So in my work, I will give my position and justify it by some concrete facts. The variety of ideology between the world's great state government is the first fact which create war in the past. But actually, we notice that not only this variation of idea can create war. Other facts are war causes, like competition over land, the exhibition of their military powers, terrorism, religious conflicts, imperialism, racism, and slavery. All these causes involve some consequences, such as the destruction of our culture, the destruction of some infrastructure like school, hospital, habitation, immigration of people, homeless people. Like we will take for example the war between Palestine and Israel, which create the immigration of people. Some people displace themselves because they want not support the facts or the causes of this war. We want to take another example, the famine, lack of food. We will take for example the war between Ukraine and Russia. This war not only have causes in this domain but on another domain, like economic domain. Actually, we have the high price of the life. After we will notice that not only this domain is affected, but others too. Since 1945, the consequences of the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki are present today. We will notice the malformation, the post-traumatic stress disorder. This war entrained post-traumatic disorder because it affects some culture. When we take in some land, when we do agriculture, the chemical things that are in these lands will create post-traumatic disorder because people will not be born correctly. So, to sum up my studies, in this vision of a peaceful world, we must promote peace, be tolerant, be patriot, because the world destroys people, and destroying people is destroying the world and its culture. War is not a good thing to do. Because of that, I'm against the war. And the one greatest thing to do is to share peace between people. Dear members of jury, honorable chairperson, I'm at the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening to me.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Hung Pati.
Ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, you are welcome. Mr. Chairman, I greet you. So, thank you for presence here this afternoon to lead to me why against the war. I'm lack of war to express my gratitude to you, to your help give up your activity, your lesson book to be here in order to discuss with you why against the war. So, I have been waiting for this opportunity since to talk about the war better. Today, I thank God that I have it. So, first, what's war? War is a situation or period of conflict or fighting between country, group of peoples, states, governments, society, and paramilitary groups. So, war have many consequences. So the first, war has catastrophic effects on the health and well-being of the nation. So war kills, injure, and disable the very people who carry it out. That's why Emiko Okada said that war is one of two things: you kill or you get killed. So, war causes more mortality and disability than other diseases. That's why we can see Dwight said that war is not, there's no glory in the war, but war it costs the blood. So, we see war destroy many countries, families. We can see this example to our country, the first world in Togo, which had the so many country, community as families. We can see the example when the first war break out in Togo. It made the separate of families. We can see one part in Ghana, and to ameliorate it, we can see one family in Ghana. If you come to, you can see the same family. So war pollutes and otherwise damage the environment. So war can also influence the long run unemployment and can make lack of work in the society. In a human plan, war make forced the migration. When, for example, when the war break out, for example, if they say the police come here, you will stay up, you will leave. That is why I say the people live their house. War. The most and negative part of war include loss of human life and economy loss due to the destruction of capital. So, war have a long-lasting effect on the society. Sister and brother, to say, I wish that if you live here, go home and satisfy your neighbor or your neighbor that war is not good thing or something we shall wish. So, see this all effects of war, we must cultivate the peace. Ladies and gentlemen, to close, I thank you for your presence again. Mr. Chairman, my respectful greeting for you also. May God bless you. But to close, I have some passages of people to that the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you forever. I'm done.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kahua. Now let's welcome Mr. Wumpati. Sorry. Now we are inviting Loku. Please. Are you Loku, please? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, dear jury members, distinguished guests, fellow competitors, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Ms. Loku Ama Edith Grace from Lycée Adetikope 2. I'm so privileged to be given the opportunity to talk about the war. Most of people think that the war is a good way to have a peace, forgetting that it returns against citizens. What is the war? It is caused by what? What does it do wrong in the society? The war is absence of peace and security. It is caused by insecurity, troubles, division, internal, search of personal benefits. The war has many inconveniences such as death, deadly disease, depopulation of country. Brief, I am against the war because its advantages are less than its inconvenience. Thanks for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Loku. Now let's welcome Kumazan. Kumazan on the stage.
Dear NGO, our youth leaders, dear members of jury, distinguished teachers, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good afternoon. I'm in front of you this afternoon to present the work I've done based on the theme 2. Are you for or against war? Justify your opinion by concrete facts. Before starting, I'm going to present myself. My name is Margesio Kumazan. I'm in senior second school from 3 Asias Mopaku. Without further ado, let's start in. As a high school student, forming an opinion about war can be a complex and thought-provoking task. Personally, I'm against war for several reasons. Firstly, war often leads to the loss of countless innocent lives, causing miserable pain and suffering for families and communities.
Secondly, what brings about economic devastation, diverting resources that could be used for social development and education towards destructive purposes. Lastly, what perpetuates a cycle of violence and hatred, escalating conflicts rather than fostering diplomacy and peaceful resolutions. One of the most significant reasons I'm against war is the profound loss of innocent lives that occur during conflicts. Children, women, and the elderly are the most impacted victims of war, suffering from displacement, displacement, starvation, and trauma. The emotional and psychological toll on families and communities affected by war is immeasurable, both in short and long term. Furthermore, the loss of civilian life can also undermine trust in military forces and government, leading to the further unrest and resentment. In addition to the immense human toll, war also have grave economic consequences. The financial resources required to sustain a war effort can push a nation's economy to the brink of collapse. Funds that could be allocated to war education, healthcare, and other crucial social services are instead directed to war-armed conflicts. This diversion of resources not only hinder the overall development of a nation, but also perpetuates cycles of poverty, inequality, and limit opportunity for the future generations. Lastly, war often fails to bring about peace or resolve conflict. Instead, it too escalate violence and full animosity between nations or parties involved. Diplomatic negotiation, dialogue, and international cooperation are more effective means of resolving disputes and achieving long-term stability by fostering understanding, cultural tourism, and cooperation. Peaceful can be found that will not result in the loss of lives or the destruction of infrastructure and communities. In conclusion, I'm against war because of its devastating effects on innocent lives. The economic toll is taken on nations, and the failure to provide lasting peace while conflict disagreements are inevitable. They should be resolved through peaceful means such as diplomacy and dialogue. As young individuals, it's crucial that we advocate for a world where peaceful resolution are prioritized over the devastating consequences of war. So I'm at the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening to me.
Now, Mr. Katali. Ms. Katali, sorry.
Dear Misters and Madams, dear members of jury, the staff of teachers, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a great pleasure for me to take the floor this afternoon to talk you about the harm of social media to youth in our society. Misters and Madams, social media is a platform for public around the world to discuss their issues and opinions. Before knowing the actual aspect of social media, we must have to know what does it mean. Social media is a term used to describe the interaction between groups or individuals in which they produce, share, and sometimes exchange ideas, images, and videos.
Social media help people in promoting the business all over the world, increase the accountability to please. Accountability to consumers. Ladies and gentlemen, however the use becomes problematic, it will eventually lead to some severe outcomes, which one of them is social media addiction. We can mention that it is caused by the lack of ability to self-control, of the parent control, and the leisure boredom. Social media disrupting their sleep of youth, distracting them, exposing them to bullying, rumor spreading, unrealistic views of other people's lives. It will decline their mental and physical health, spread of hate speech, the reduction in real human contact. Mrs. and Madams, although social media have certain benefits to youth, it does more harm than good. It is in this sense that Virgil van Dijk said the influence of social media is unbelievable. It is sad to see it is a fake life that some people live. So, ladies and gentlemen, to decrease the social media's impact, we should try to limit the amount of screen time on those applications. They would be less likely to pick up their phone in general. Dave really said in this term, don't use social media to impact people. Don't use social media to impress people. Use it to impact people. Thank you.
Allah Véronique. So let's clap for Allah Véronique.
Dear guests from here and elsewhere, dear jury members, dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome and receive my most distinguished greeting. I am Véronique Allah from l'IAD 1 or CG Adetikope. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce myself as a candidate in the competition of English. My choice is based on the team 4 who talk about the diplomas do not guarantee a better future. Years ago, diplomas seemed to be the key of preparing one's future, especially in Africa. But nowadays, having a diploma does not guarantee automatically better future. What is diploma and how does it contribute to prepare one's future? These are questions that will be answered in our development. Diploma is a certificate awarded by an educational establishment to show that someone has successfully completed a course of study. To progress in the world of work today, it is always good to have a diploma. However, compared with skill, if we don't know how to interact with his colleagues and adapt to the business world, diplomas therefore play 3 roles. They reduce the risk of unemployment, facilitate access to the qualified and best paid job. Having a diploma puts you into the working world, open up opportunities, sized to have a better life. Without the baccalaureate, which is a diploma, you can choose an option at university. However, despite its advantages, diplomas do not guarantee a better future because there are people who are not lucky to attend or obtain diplomas but have a plan for their future, and others who attend and have their diploma but don't know what to do with it. Diplomas do not provide the necessary skill. In other words, they do not guarantee a man's future. You can succeed with or without a diploma. Before becoming an English teacher, for example, you must first pass a competitive exam, succeed, get trained, and after teaching. To summarize, we can say that the diploma alone is not sufficient. You have to complete it with the same skill and relationship. Thank you.
Malay winner. Malay winner is invited.
Dear NGO, IYF leaders, honorable chairpersons, jury members, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good afternoon. My name is Wina Mali. I'm coming from Opaku. So I'm here to talk to you about the hill of drug and alcohol addiction. What is a drug? Drug is a substance that can modify the life of person. So nowadays we see increasing number of person abusing of drugs and alcohol. This problem is caused by the lack of explanation of the dramatical consequences of their consumption. So we have, for example, we have the cannabis or cocaine. So drug and alcohol have several consequences on the life of human and person and the society, please. Okay. The consequences on the user are we have please. We have psychological problems. We have ulcer. We have hallucination. We have hallucination. Okay. To the society, we can talking about the sexual violences, juvenile delinquency, chiefs, bad education, and more. Drug can even cause the death of the user. The consumption of drug and alcohol is not good. It's very bad. It's not good. Okay. To avoid there are bad consequences, we must sensitize our neighbor. All we say that it's not good because it can kill them. Dear NGO, IYF leaders, honorable chairpersons, distinguished teacher, thank you for your attention.
So let's welcome Mr. Kublenu.
media do more harm than good to yours. Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, distinguished guests, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm very honored to have this great opportunity to talk about how social media are doing more harm than good to yours. Ladies and gentlemen, nowadays, TikTok, WhatsApp, Facebook, and other media are making young to be lazy. These young, especially students who are using excessively social media, spend their learning time to chat with their friends, get connected to the internet. So, they don't have time to learn their lessons and do their exercise. At the end, they fail in their examinations. Moreover, some of them use it for robbery money and expose their nakedness. In addition, doctors notice that people who are prolonging their social media hours can become ill and get overweight. These guys, social media are beneficial for people because of its good aspects such as quiet searching, its accessing library journals, and easy communication throughout the world. So, it is for us to use it well for the prevention of its bad consequences. Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, fellow students, thank you for your attention.
Okay, now we are inviting Asima.
Mr. Chairman, dear fellow competitors, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. I'm Mr. Asima from Senior Secondary School of Lycéens de 2. It is a pleasure for me to be here today to talk about the harmful of social media on youth. These days, in our moving world, it is found that social media have a very impact negative on youth. So, they affect the education of youth and destroy their future. In my development, I will relieve the harmful of social media on youth. These days, it is found that social media have a very negative impact on youth. Social media misses up much of study time of students and destroy their mental health. Social media also disrupt their slow and bullying their slow. So on social media, there is a bad video, and some youth are using the social media only to watch this video that destroy their mental health and affect their education. On social media also, we can see a bad person that spreading fake news or rumor that also affect badly youth. In addition, it is found that some youth are also blackmailed or harassed on social media. To conclude, Nowadays, social media have a very negative impact on youth and adversely affect their education. So, parent and education personnel must sensitize students about the good utilization of social media. Thank you for listening.
Tourism.
Dear NGO, RYF members and leaders, honorable juries members, dear public, welcome and good afternoon. I'm before to you to present you my studies on team 2, which say, are you for or against the war? Justify yourself. Correct fact. A war. What is a war? A war is an intense, armed conflict between states, governments, society, and paramilitary groups such as mercenary, insurgent, and military. Generally, it is characterized by extreme violence, mortality, and regular or irregular military force. In this presentation, I give my opinion on this question. In this question, is it good to dance a war? A war is caused by many different things, including competition, violence, religion conflicts, and nationalism, imperialism, racism, and slavery have also been cause of armed conflict. War destroys communities and family and often discourages the development of social and economic fabrics of nations. The effects of war include long-term physical and psychological harm of children and adults, as well as reduction in as well as reduction in material and human capital. In conclusion, it is not good to dance a war because we train many negative consequences. Thank you.
Now we are inviting Tagba.
to you about drugs and alcohol in society. Ladies and gentlemen, alcohol use can affect society in terms of economic costs linked to increased healthcare expenses, less productivities, and legal costs. Health consequences caused by health problems caused by alcohol, as well as accidents, injuries, and violence connected to alcohol. Excessive alcohol consumption can have a severe and detrimental impact on society. It is responsible for many alcohols to relate crime. Heavy drinking can also increase the risk of physical and mental complications, underproductivities, and economic growth. But ladies and gentlemen, side effects of drugs may include increased strain on the liver, which puts the person at the risk of physical and mental or liver failure, stroke, mental confusion, and brain damage. Lung disease, which makes daily living more difficult. Drugs can also cause users to become paranoid. About their relationship. Let's thinking that their friends are turning against them. For these reasons and more, people who are addicted to drugs are died by suicide more often than people who aren't addicted. So, ladies and gentlemen, the prevention and control measures which can adapt to alcohol and drugs abuse are: avoid addiction to all these substances, create awareness about the side effects and the consequences of this addiction. Treatment for people who are already addicted. Once again, thank you for your attention to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Allow me introduce myself. I am Miss Bodan. I'm 17 years old, student in a senior secondary school. It is a great pleasure for me to debate the theme about the use of drug and alcohol addiction in our society. In the society, many people abuse drugs to forget their stress. I'm sorry. It is a great pleasure for me to debate about the theme use of drug and alcohol addiction in our society. Then, drug is a chemical or natural compound who can change the functioning of the brain, and his abuser can create many high-risk behavior, not only to the youth who abuse it, and also to the society as a whole. Then, in the society, many young people abuse drugs to forget their stress and their problems. Then Then this family abuse is caused by unemployment, meaning the fact that the young have not job to do, and the illiteracy, the family troops, and can be also the fact that some parents don't take care of their children and they are not responsible. And can be also the bad fellowship. Then this causes recur to many danger, not to the recur to many danger to themselves, their families, their friends, and society as a whole. Then, and related to many danger like traffic, suicide, unsafe sex, academic failure, and for example, if it is a girl who abuses drug, she will be pregnancy and she will be pregnancy and fail his academic children and death at the end. Then, for stop disaster, the government must create many centers to format their children, the younger, and encourage them to study. Then their parents can also be responsible to take care of their children and motivate them to study. Finally, it is not good to abuse drugs. If you are younger, it is not good to abuse drugs in the society. Then you will be very, what can I say? Very affect your mental and so on and so forth. Then finally, it is not good. Finally, thank you. I thank you for your attention.
The last but one. C'est l'avant-dernier candidat qui va passer au podium, d'accord? Merci aux supporters. Donc, continuez. Il faut encore nous donner le temps pour mieux faire le travail, d'accord? Au fur et à mesure que le temps avance, on remarque que bon, il y a un peu de bruit derrière. Donc, c'est juste deux candidats seulement. L'avant-dernier, c'est Tchala.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chala Huda Balo Esazolam. My name is Chala Huda Balo Esazolam. I come from CS Mopaku. I'm in front of you this afternoon to share with you my knowledges about the harm. I'm in front of you this afternoon to share with you my knowledges about the harm that social media are doing on the youth. Honorable members of the jury, dear principals and teachers, dear parents and friends, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm privileged to have received the opportunity to say some words on the theme social media, for example, YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram or TikTok is doing more harm than good to the youth. Do you agree? So what's the social media? A social media occupies a large place in our life. They are either a website or a mobile application which allow us to develop social interactions or build network of knowledge and professional relationships. They are doing harm to the society and especially to the youth, but they are also created to help people. The main harm done by social networks to the society and especially for the youth is their ability to distract students from their learning. You can also be harassed, humiliated, or intimidated. People with bad intentions use them to harass innocent people. Social media can also be a source of fake news. With social networks, cyber criminals can have access to your personal information. They can also cause addiction and mental ills on young people. Despite the bad use of the social networks, they are created to help people. For example, with social networks, young people can do in a virtual space what they like to do in the real life. They also help them to improve their academic performances. Social networks also promote digital culture because today's children are digital children. Social networks can also help students to learn and appreciate the different perspectives of the world in order to understand the world around them. In conclusion, despite the harm done by social networks to the society and especially for the youth, they are created to help people. Here I am at the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
The last person, not the least. So let's welcome
respected teachers, dear friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Bashira Takasi, a student in grade 3 at Adetikope Public High School 1. It is an honor for me to be here this afternoon and share my point of view about social media and their effects to youth. As we cannot talk about something if we don't know the meaning. So, what is social media? Social media are an online platform where we can share thoughts, information, videos, and pictures. We all use it in our daily life. There are various social media like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Snapchat. As we all know, every coin has two sides. Social media also have both advantages and disadvantages. Honorable members of the jury, the biggest benefit of social media to youth is sharing information and helping provide education. We also use it to communicate and socialize locally as well as globally. Respected teachers, social media can be also harmful to youth. Social media, spending a lot of time on social media is risky and dangerous to youth. It is also bringing drawbacks like loneliness, stress, depression, addiction, body image anxious, and expose them to cybercrime. Mr. Chairman, social media are also destroying our family relation because when we go home, everybody is still on his phone, and students don't have time to learn and become lazy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is undeniable in this 21st century, people become very addicted to phone, and especially younger generation. It is in this context, Albert Einstein once said, I feel the data technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots. Dear friends, several of you will say that social media are just form of communication, but social media is a form of addiction and put a serious danger to a life of an individual. A research at Chicago University, in which they recorded the cravings of several hundred people, conclude that media addiction are stronger than addiction to cigarettes and booze.